It's time for wine tasting, you guys. Let's do this. I realized that I set up the time at the wrong day, so hopefully we won't have any crazy issues. But we're gonna get started. Next week is the beginning of the ISIS travels, so some things might start changing as far as when we go live and when I can. But I'm still excited that, you know, we can get together when we get together. Just plug it in my computer so that it doesn't die. But yeah, you guys, so I'm excited. Let's go ahead and get into this tasting. I know how you guys don't like when I linger and I take too long to get into this thing, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right in. Every Monday at 6:30, we have a live tasting, and on Wednesdays at 7:30, which is why we are here today, where we taste wines. Mondays, we taste 2 wines to compare, and then on Wednesdays, we really focus in on one wine and kind of learn a little bit about either that varietal or just learning how to taste in general, okay? So today, I made a video today, so make sure you guys go show some support. But today we are drinking a Vino Verde. Let me move my camera, swipe it. Whoop, mirror. Boom, okay. So here is the wine that we're gonna be sipping today. Lilas. All right, Vino Verde from Portugal. A lot of people love Vino Verdes because of how refreshing and light they are. They're typically low in alcohol, but just totally delicious. When we talk about porch pounders, wines that you can drink, you know, when you're sitting outside on the porch or when you're in the middle of winter and you want to remember what summer was like, Vino Verde is the perfect wine to drink just to kind of remind you of the happy times, because Lord have mercy, that's me. But we're gonna, like, without further ado, we're just gonna jump right on in to this tasting. I don't like to take too long. I'm gonna go ahead and put some of my information here, so please follow me on Instagram, on the Vivino app. Everyone that we have, I try to my best to put it on the Vivino app if I have time. So please make sure you follow me there, but then also follow me on YouTube, which I need to put that on my little list here. On YouTube at The Millennial Somm as well, okay? Now let's go ahead and jump in. Oh yeah, by the way, we always try to reach 5,000 likes if we can, and if we reach 5,000, 10, if we reach 10, 15. So please share this, like this, so that more people can watch and tune in during this live. And then also make sure that you tune in to my, I just posted a new Suzanne video. So make sure y'all watch it because it's quite hilarious, okay? So let's go ahead and jump into this tasting. Number one, every time we go into a store, we see labels, we get intimidated. So the first thing we have to do is shout out or pay attention to what we know. Even if we don't know what it means, we know what it says, okay? So let's start there. You guys, whenever we are, actually, let me go ahead and put this in the comments as well. Whenever we walk in, we want to read the label, AKA read the wine list, and pay attention to what we're looking for. So on this list that I'm trying to paste here, these are the 4 information things that we need to pay attention to when we're going on our when we're tasting wines, right? When we're looking at it. I know my shirt is kind of making it hard to see maybe. So you have the producer, varietal, region, and vintage, okay? So looking at this label, what is the producer? Go ahead and write it in the chat. Don't let me be alone. What's the producer? What do we see? Don't be shy, y'all. There are no wrong, well, there are wrong answers, but I will help you if you're wrong. We are all about love and light over here, positivity, and we're encouraging as we learn together, okay? So go ahead and put the producer right here. Yes, that's the producer, absolutely. Las Lilas, I guess. All right, and then we're gonna run down to varietal. Varietal means grape. Do we see a varietal on here? Go ahead and put it in the comments. If you don't know, it's okay. I will let you know. But go ahead and put that in. What do you see? What looks like it would be the Vino Verde? All right. So we got some, I said the answer and then because someone wrote it. But yes, Vino Verde is technically the right answer. However, it's a layered question. So when we're drinking Vino Verde, they're actually like, I'm going to say about 8 different varietals that are actually grown in this particular region in Portugal. So I'm going to go ahead and skip to our number 3, which is region. Vino Verde. Portugal is actually a region, and there are different grapes that are associated with this region, okay? So in this particular wine, we have 2 varietals that we are going to be featuring today. Thank you so much for the share and the likes. All right, there we go. So these are the 2 grapes that are actually in this varietal, in this wine. Vino Verde is a region, not a varietal. However, it is treated as if, just like we on Monday we had a Vouvray, right, which is a Chenin Blanc. But you kind of got to know to know. You know what I'm saying? So now you guys are at this tasting, and now you know. Okay? So these are the 2 grapes that we're going to actually be tasting today in this wine. And then lastly, vintage. Do you guys see a vintage on the front? If you don't, say no. If you do, say yes. Do we see a vintage? Yeah, vintage. Do we see a vintage on here? All right, got a thumbs down. No. So when you don't see information, when you're unsure and not sure what the deal's going on, guess what you do? You go to the back. We get so consumed and looking at a bottle, we get intimidated from the front because we don't know, and all we got to do is look at the back. And there's sometimes a lot of information. So what is the variety? What is the vintage? Do you guys see it? Go ahead and write it in the comment below if you see the vintage. Come on, y'all. What's the vintage? 2020. Absolutely. So you see that year. Where are we going? Right here. That is the vintage. Now, in the comment below, who knows what a vintage is? What does that mean? And everyone coming in, hello. My name is Isis Daniel, Millennial Son. We're here for our weekly tasting on Wednesdays. So someone said when the grape, when it was pulled, year bottled. What else do we think? What other answer do we think the vintage means? What does that 2020 mean? The year the grapes were pulled, when the grapes were harvested, year bottled, how long it's been aging. All right, so we're going to go ahead. Harvest is the correct answer. That year, whenever you grab a bottle, I don't care what bottle you grab, if there's a year on it, and they're talking about the vintage, we're talking about when the grapes were harvested, literally picked from the vine, okay? As we say every week, and if you are a regular, forgive me, we got some newbies up in here, so we got to make sure everyone's on the same page. But when we have a wine, you can pick grapes from the same vineyard, same climate, and treat that wine differently. There are going to be some different characteristics that you might get from how it's treated, but you're still going to get a lot of the same characteristics from that year and that climate that the grapes were grown. That is why we care about vintage, okay? But yes, everybody, hello. All my Kai, what's going on? Latoya, how you doing? Tanny, how you doing? I'm so happy that you guys are here. In the comments, go ahead and let me know where you are from, where you're tasting, and if you have some wine, let me see a wine emoji next to where you're from in your response, okay? If you don't have some wine, go grab something. I don't care what you got, preferably wine, but if you have anything, just go and grab it so we can have a good time together. Come on, Chicago. Come on, Seattle. Come on, Miami. Come on. Mariah, I didn't know you were in Miami. How did I miss that? And by the way, hey, girl. So let's go ahead and get into this thing. For all my regulars, remember, or newbies and everyone, remember, we're trying to get to our 5,000 likes and then 10,000 likes if we can get there. What's up, Oakland, Nashville, North Carolina? Let's do this. I love you guys. New Jersey. I love it. Come on, Boston. All right. Y'all are in the building. I love it. But yes, you guys, go ahead. Send up them likes. We want to get 5,000 likes if we can. 10,000 if we really feeling like we bougie with it. And then if we can get more than that, y'all, I'm going to dance a jig. Okay? So let's go ahead and get down into our tasting even further. We are drinking this wine. If you are just coming in, take a screenshot. Yes, South Africa. We got England. Oh my gosh, Las Vegas. Texas. Come on. I love it. So go ahead and take a screenshot if you missed it. Thank you for sharing. I love when you guys share. It really, when you share, you allow more people to come here, and we want to get as many people here as possible, okay? Every week. This is a community. We are friends, family. We're drinking wine together. So let's go ahead. What is the first step of tasting? I'm going to put all 4 steps, but what is the first step for all my homies out here who are my regulars? What's the first step of tasting? Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't done so already, if you have your wine, all right, we got sight. Looking at the color. Yes, yes, yes. So we're actually going to start with sight. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put my steps right here in the comments. And you guys, if you're new, go ahead and write these down because we go through these steps every tasting. All right. So who has the wine, this wine today? Go ahead and put a 1 in the chat if you have the wine. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't. Just so I can see what we're working with today. If you have it, say 1. If you don't, say 2. And we're going to go ahead and jump into this, the color of this wine. Okay, so we got 2, 2, 2. Not this one, but I have a Vino Verde. Excellent. That's all we need. Thank you for sharing, 2, 2. All right, so that's cool. We're going to jump in it right now. What's the first step? Now, I just put it in the chat. What's the first step of tasting? Go ahead and put it in the comments because I told you guys. And then I'm going to write out what the breakdown of these steps are. Go ahead. What's step number 1 to tasting? 1, not the brand, but different Vino Verde. Excellent. That's all. I just care that you got to have a wine and it's close. Color. Yes. Sight, 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 sight. That's what we're looking for. So whenever we're looking at wine, we're paying attention to the clarity. Do we see anything kind of floating around in our wine? That's not a bad thing. If there's sediment in there, maybe the wine is natural, or maybe there's some crystals that's left in the wine. Again, that's not a bad thing, okay? It's all right. It's not going to harm you. But let's first take a look and see. Do we see anything floating in this wine? Does it look like it's clear or hazy? What do you guys think? Clear or hazy? Let me know in the comments. Clear or hazy? Clear, clear, clear. Excellent. So I'm going to go ahead and write that it is clear on my little paper here that I have. And then the hue. So we're going to go with yellow, gold, or amber. Amber being having more brownish hues to it, okay? That's what we're going to rock with, okay? So again, we said, do you think that this wine is yellow, gold, or amber? Yellow. Someone said golden. Anyone else? Yellow, yellow. Honestly, I'm going to say yellow for this wine. It actually even has like a yellowish green tint to it. It's a little bit of green tint in this wine, which I think is kind of interesting. So honestly, when we're looking at wine, we don't look up here. We don't look up here. We actually look down, but because I'm dealing with the camera, that's why I'm putting it here. Obviously, you want to have natural light, great lighting, and you want to make sure you don't have any colors that are going to kind of conflict with what we're looking at. But to me, this wine here is more of a pale lemon, and I'm going to say lemon green or yellow green. Yellow and lemon are interchangeable depending on who you're talking to, but I'm going to say yellow green, lemon green, because it does have a little bit of a green tint to it. All right. And when I said pale is how well I can see through it, how deep the color is. To me, this is actually very pale. So I'm going to write pale for the depth of the color. Okay. All right. So let's go. What is step 2 of tasting? If you missed it, scroll up. If you're ready, go ahead and let me know. But what is step 2 of tasting? Smell. All right, let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. I'm about to put it in the comments, our breakdown of smell, which is correct. So what I like to do when I taste my wines, I like to allow it to be, I don't want to interfere. Whenever you open up a wine, you allow oxygen in, you really get rid of those delicate flavors sometimes. So I personally like to smell and see what the intensity is without all that extra movement. Then after, I will let it breathe and see if the flavors have developed, if I've lost any of the flavors and aromas. That's kind of the vibe that we're going for, okay? So let's go ahead and do this breakdown. First, smelling. And then write out what you're getting. So honestly, on the nose, immediately, it has great like lime zest. And if you have your Vino Verde, please put in the comments what you're smelling, because I'm sure they're very similar. grapefruit. There's like a lot of citrus in this. So lime zest, grapefruit. All right, I think I'm gonna open this up a bit now after we've kind of smelled a little bit. God, I love wine. Man, dry January means dry wine over here, okay? We don't do that. And that really opened this up way more. So I'm getting like blossom, blossom being any type of floral, flowers, things like that. Anything else? What are you guys getting on your nose? Maybe a little yellow apple, maybe. A golden apple? Yes, absolutely. Like you said, I said yellow apple, you said golden apple, but yeah, in the same lane right there, right? Anything else? Lemon zest, grapefruit, blossom, golden apple. Anything else we want to put in there? You know, Vino Verdes are known for being just light, citrus, and easy to drink. So, do I have an off button? What are you talking about? What off button? White flowers? Excellent. You're getting a little apple in yours too? Cool. You see, and this is why I want you guys every Monday, or actually, every Friday, I update what the wines we're going to have for the week. The next week is going to be. I want you guys to grab these wines so that you can taste along with me. We do this every week. Starting next week, I do start traveling. So there are going to be some days that are going to be different, but Monday is happening for sure, okay? All right. Oh, is it too loud? Is the music too loud? Usually I have a little vibe, and then y'all like my vibe and you don't like it today. I turn it down just a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. So we have our aromas. Let's move on to the third step. And what is the third step of tasting? Let me know in the comments below. What's the third step, you guys? Dip. I dip, you dip, we dip. Yes, sip is the correct answer. Excellent. So this is the breakdown of our sipping. So when we get to sweetness, acidity, tannin, alcohol, and body, all of that, we will dive deeper into what those options are. So don't feel like you guys are just all by yourself and you don't know what's happening. All right. So don't worry. So let's go ahead and get into sip. I like to do a little boot to boot, sniff, sip. It's so delicious. Okay. So I'm getting a lot of the same flavors that I was getting before on the nose. You're still getting lime, but it's not really lime zest. Now we're really leaning more into like lime juice. It's so fresh squeezed lime. I'm still getting a little bit of grapefruit. Still getting that blossom. It's so fresh. It's so fresh. Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm going to say green fruit kind of covering, well, not green fruit. I don't know. No, I'm gonna stick to what I'm saying. Green fruit, when we're talking about like pears and all of that, I'm definitely getting that. It's just it's a fruit bomb. It's just an easy to drink fruit bomb. What y'all saying? It's so annoying. I said what I said. Oh, what y'all talking about? Keeps auto-correcting. Honey, we know what you mean. It's okay. Don't worry. What are we drinking? So yeah, anyone who's new coming in, this is the wine that we are tasting today. Go ahead and take a screenshot if you need to. But then we'll also be posting this on my, what's the thing called? On my Vivino. So if you don't have the Vivino app, please download that. Follow the Millennial Psalm as well. Everything is the Millennial Psalm on YouTube, Instagram. Only exception is, what is it? What is it called? Twitter. Y'all can see I do not be on Twitter, okay? Is it vegan? I don't know. I don't know if it's vegan. I have to look to see how they find these wines. So let me look into that. I'll write it down and see. Is it vegan? Okay. So let's go ahead and get into the first two, which will be our sweetness and acidity. Go ahead and copy that. Put it in the chat. You're getting a little basil, so a little bit of herbs. Okay. Actually, you're right. You're right. And I know we're having different wines, but absolutely, I can definitely say there's like fresh herbs. It's not dried herbs, where you know you kind of have like that bitterness. Is fresh. And this is why we taste with other people. The reason why you want to be and taste in groups is so that when people have questions or if they notice other characteristics or notes, it makes you challenge yourself and it makes you go back and taste and smell. And next thing you know, you are actually building your olfactory, you're building your wine tasting repertoire. So that's what we want to do, okay? All right, so let's go ahead into the first two. Sweetness. Whenever we're doing sweetness, we talk about dry, off dry, medium sweet, and sweet. What does dry mean, you guys? What does dry mean? Let me know in the comments what we're talking about when we say dry. And don't forget, we want to hit 5,000 likes, so please keep hitting that like button. Okay. Okay, come on, poet. What does dry mean, you guys? Talk to me. Y'all, you know I don't like when I'm by myself now. Not sweet. Absolutely. I do enjoy poetry. No sweetness. Right. So we're talking about low to no residual sugar. Is dry bitter? No. Dry does not mean bitter. All right. There are different components that can make a wine taste bitter to any individual. All right. But it does not have anything to do with sweetness level. Of wine can have, like this wine is very, very fruit forward. It's very delicious and juicy, not bitter at all. But I actually would say that this wine is a dry wine. I don't really get a lot of sweetness out of it. However, if you are a person who likes sweeter wines and you want to start drinking wines that are a little bit drier, you want to go with the fruit forward, juicy, nicest, bright acidity wines like a Vino Verde, okay? So definitely try this if you're interested in kind of expanding your palate onto new wines. So let's go ahead and circle. I'm going to say dry. Everyone else who has a Vino Verde, is your wine dry, off dry, medium sweet, sweet? Tell me what the business is. How do you feel about your wine? Most dry wines taste bitter to me. Maybe my taste buds are broken. Your taste buds are not broken, okay? So be kinder to yourself. If you don't like most dry wines, we have to figure out what specifically you don't like. When we get to the savor, that's what we're going to dive into. Bitter does not mean dry, okay? So we gotta get the truth kind of in your mind that there are specific things you don't like, and we need to figure out what that is, and then we can find a dry wine that fits your palate. Okay, there is a wine made out there for you. I just want to make sure you know that. Love me some pesto. I know, right? And the cool thing, you know, a thing that people always talk about, if you have a wine that's from a specific region, wines go well with the food of that region. So pay attention whenever if you're drinking this Portuguese wine, think of some Portuguese dishes that you think that you would want to pair with this. You know, Portugal is warm, it's nice, so you get nice fresh fruit and things of that you want to pair with it. All right. So let's go ahead and go into acidity. So people who have this Vino Verde or a Vino Verde, do you think that your wine is low in acidity, medium, or high? For me, medium. You're saying yours is medium. You said yours is high. I'm gonna be real. Mine is more on like the medium, maybe medium plus. It's not super overpowering. That rush of acidity, that rush of saliva, moisture, I'm not really getting. However, I do get like a nice little tingling sensation. So I'm going to rock with either medium or medium plus. If you say high for your wine, it makes sense. If you said medium for your wine, depending on your wine that you're drinking, it can be medium. Okay? Oh, I'm sorry. What did I not answer? What happened? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. So we're going to move on from that. All right. So when we're talking about tannin, tannin comes from where? Where do we get tannin? Okay. Where do we get tannin from? He wants to join and read a poem. Oh, I'm sorry. We're in the middle of this tasting. Why don't you just DM me on Instagram and I can read your poem there, okay? But go ahead. So yes, tannin comes from the skins of the grapes, right? Tannin is a chemical compound found in the skin, stems, and seeds of a grape. So when we're dealing with white wines, we typically don't have to worry about tannin at all. Right? Because there's no skin contact. So we don't have to worry about that. We're going to go ahead and skip tannin. We're going to jump right into alcohol and body. Now, while we are waiting in the comments below, you guys, what are the ranges of alcohol? First, starting with what is the low range of alcohol? Go ahead and give me that. And I know you guys who are studying for your level 1, 2, and 3, especially your level 2 and 3, you guys are going to know your alcohol levels. You feel me? But go ahead and let me. Thank you so much for the gifts. Thank you for the ice cream. But what are the classifications? What is the range for low alcohol wines? Let me know. So someone says 0 to 10, 0 to 10.9. What else do we see out there? Anyone else? Up to 10.9. Absolutely. So that is the correct answer. B, that's all you were missing. You just needed a 0.9 at the end of your 10. But yes, anything that's lower than 11 is classified under low alcohol. What's the range for medium? Let me know in the comments, you guys. What's medium? Medium alcohol. You are very close. You are very close. What's medium? And if we know that low ends at 10.9, we know where medium begins, right? So what is the range for medium? All right, Kai said 11 to 13.9. Anyone else want to jump in? I'll give y'all like 2 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. All right, yes, we got it. Now you guys are kind of getting in there. All right. So Vera, we just missing that 0.9. But yes, it is 11 to 13.9. And the high range, which is a given, is anything is 14 and above. Okay, 14 and above. So that's what we're getting with it. I keep getting off by 0.9. It's okay, baby. We have to make the mistakes so that we can learn for next time. So I love it. That's how we're going to rock with this. Let's go ahead and taste this wine. Now, when we are on Mondays, we're going to have a low alcohol wine and a high alcohol wine so that you can start to learn the difference. But for right now, we're going to look at the back of the bottle and then we're going to try to feel what, sensations we're getting. So on my wine, you guys see what the alcohol is, right? Right over here. What is that? Is that low, medium, or high? What is that? Medium. Anyone else? Medium. Medium. We got one low. All right. So we're going to go ahead and answer this. This would technically be a medium because it's medium, remember, is 11 to 13.9. If this were 10.9, 11 to 13.9. I don't know if I said it wrong. But if this were 10.9, this will be like the highest low, right? But we are actually all the way into our middle range. And you guys, quick question, when I was saying earlier about acidity, I was like, well, it's kind of like medium plus. When we're talking about alcohol, can we have a medium minus or a medium plus? Is that something that we can say if we are in an actual tasting? If you think that we can say yes, you can say medium minus or medium plus. Do you say, put a 1 in the chat. If you think that you can't say medium minus or medium plus, put a 2. Yes, you can with a 1, 2. No, you can't. Let me see what you're saying. So we got a couple 1s. We got a couple 2s. We got 1, 2. Well, as I just said, you guys, I gave y'all your answer. Y'all weren't listening. We have very specific ranges. As I said, this has to be a medium alcohol wine because it's in the range of 11 to 13.9. There is no medium minus plus whatever when you're talking about alcohol in wine. Okay, so it's either low, medium, or high. You were drinking, it's okay. We love that too. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this as medium, and then we're going to assess the body. Let's go ahead and get into it. So whenever you're assessing the body, we have 3 levels. We have light, medium, and full body, okay? Light is going to taste or feel, we're talking about texture and weight of the wine in your mouth, okay? When you're dealing with light wines, it's going to be like skim milk, sometimes water, very, very thin, no texture, really. With medium, you're going to get like almond milk, 2% milk, kind of that range. And when we're dealing with full, oat milk, whole milk, sometimes heavy whipping cream, syrup, sometimes if we're dealing with dessert wines, okay? I still got it right. Good. So that's what we're dealing with, okay? So let's go ahead and taste this wine and see what we get. All right. So for me, my wine, definitely going to say medium. If you wanted to say medium minus, I actually do think that would be acceptable. I've had wines that taste so thin like water. This is not what this is. So for me, I'm going to say medium minus. But if you wanted to say light bodied, I wouldn't be mad at that either, depending on your palate and what you're used to, okay? I would say medium, but the effervescence makes it seem lighter. Yeah, it's this acidity and Vino Verdes are just so bright that it just makes it feel brighter, easier, lighter, right? But I'm going to rock with medium for mine as well, Mariah. Okay, so what is the 4th step of tasting? We went through this wine hella fast. Like, I don't think we've ever gone through these tastings this fast before. What's the 4th step, you guys, of tasting? Savor! Savor is my second favorite part of tasting. I think my first favorite part would be tasting, of course, because who doesn't like to, just actually drink it? But savor is my second because this is when we really analyze what we like about the wine, what we don't like about the wine, rate it, overall rating, and try to just, give our best vibe, right? Tyrone in the house. Okay, so let's go ahead. What do we like about this wine? If you don't have the wine, it's okay. What did you hear me talk about that you do like? Tell me, what do you like, or what did you hear me say that sounds like, that might be my vibe. I don't know. Tell me. For me, I just love Vino Verde of how bright it is. I love the fresh fruit flavors. I'm just going to say fresh flavors, honestly, because it's so fresh. It's juicy. I love my juicy wines. I'm all about nice acidity. I'm all about brightness, okay? Brightness, small bubbles. Okay, small bubbles, which most Vino Verdes do. I don't really think this one on mine, I don't think it had like a whole bunch of bubbles like that. Mine didn't have that. But a lot of Vino Verdes do. Light, light and easy to drink. Absolutely. I'm gonna write that down because I love that too. Doesn't this wine make you ready for the summer? Like, I know we're at smack dab in winter, but I'm so ready for the next. Okay. Clearly the basil. Come on, basil. All right. So then when we're talking about what we don't like, so I see some people saying they don't like dry wines. You don't like, wines that don't have really any detectable residual sugar. So that was something that you should put on what you don't like. Okay. For me, I feel like I can't really say anything's wrong with this wine. Let me see. I can say that the finish the flavors kind of fall off. So as soon as you have it at least with this wine, It tastes really good, but it doesn't really linger enough. So not a long finish. I don't like that. I like when I'm able to taste my wine and it continues to grow, where there's different flavors that I get, or it has beautiful flavors and I'm able to, like, 2 minutes in after taking a sip, still taste the wine. I love when that happens. So I'm going to say not a long finish. Don't like that. And although it's bright and it does have great fruit flavors, I don't feel like it was super complex. Like, it wasn't super ripe and in my face. Not as intense as I would like this wine to be. So not as intense. I'm just gonna write that. All right. I'm sorry, I'm trying to see what you guys are saying. Hold up. Herbaceous finish. Okay. Do you like that though? Sometimes I don't like it. Like, I remember I had a wine in the past that had like this underripe bell pepper flavor, and that was like, it on the front end it tastes good. On the end of it, it was like that bitter herbaceous kind of flavor. I was like, I don't like it. And then it lingered for a long time. And I was like, I can never drink this wine again. So that's something to be specific about. Do you not like herbaceous flavors? Do you not like asparagus or bell pepper kind of flavors in your wine? Write that down. A lot of people don't like Sauvignon Blanc and they don't know why they don't like it. And sometimes those underripe characteristics that you don't like. Not that the wine is dry, but you don't like the bitter flavors that come with some wines that happen to be dry. That's why we got to be specific in what we like and don't like. Okay? I struggle with what I would pair with. That's the only... You struggle with what you would pair with this? This is very bright. So, okay. If I had... This would be like... Okay. One of my favorite salads to eat in the summertime is like what is it? It's like a tomato and peach salad. I think that this would go great with that, only because the fruit is so bright. I think that the acidity would complement the acidity in that, the vinaigrette is really the show of that salad. I think that would be a perfect fit. This wine will go great with delicate fish, anything like that. You think delicate flavored dishes, things that don't need a whole lot going on. I'm not sure if I would do a shellfish with this particular wine, because it just doesn't have the minerality I think is necessary for shellfish, but definitely fish dishes and anything like that. That's what I would do. Okay. So most Vino Verdes are under $10. Portuguese wines are very cheap in the United States, and they're delicious. So very, very affordable, and you can find Vino Verdes in a lot of different spots. Like, it's not hard to find a Vino Verde, okay? You love, I'm personally against all cabs. Oh, my heart. Oh, my heart. What you mean? All cabs? What you mean? We gonna fix that. We gonna talk about we gonna talk about why you don't like cabs. Ooh, yes, a Caprese, yes. Paso Robles, love Paso Robles wines. I'll pass on the asparagus taste one. Yeah, and there are wines that taste like that. Now, I will tell you, don't be totally against the asparagus taste, because it really, in some wines, can complement the flavor. However, if that's not something that you're looking for and that's not your vibe, that's not your vibe. And there are specific wines that you can try to steer away from. But just understand, specific wines, not whole regions, not whole varietals, specific wines that taste that way, okay? No, not all of them, Jesus. All right, we're just going to move past it because you hurt my feelings. Overall balance of this wine, I think that it's cool. I don't think that anything was really standing out, which is kind of a negative whenever I'm talking about wines, because you want flavors to stand out. You want the experience to stand out, but you want it to be well integrated. With this wine, it's kind of simple. And I think that's sometimes it's okay, especially if I was in a hot day, I could have this wine. I think it would definitely fit the ticket and what I was dealing with. But I like when my wines are more complex, and this is just a simple wine, so it's not crazy. Overall rating. What would you guys rate this wine after all that we talked about today? And if you are just tuning in, this is the wine that we're drinking. Out of 5 stars, what would you guys rate your Vino Verde? And if you haven't had this wine, just hearing me talk about it, what would you give it? All right, so Mariah said 3.5. B said on 3. Anyone else? I'm going to give it a solid 3. 3.75. Yeah. I think for me, I'm kind of torn between, I mean, honestly, I'm just going to give it a 3. Only because it's just not, it's all right. It's not bad. It's good. I think that this will be a great wine. I can bring this anywhere. Everyone could drink it. Nobody will be upset. But it's still not, it's not wowing me. It's not giving me anything special to make me be like, I'll give you that 0.5. Like, no. So I'm going to give this a 3 stars as well. All right. So that's how we taste. It's that simple. It's not hard to taste wine. It's literally just paying attention to each step so that you can assess if you like it or not and if you would buy this wine or not. Now, if you have this wine and you're giving it a 3, this means that, there might be a better example of this wine that I might give a 4 or a 5. So please make sure you go back out, try more Vino Verdes and see which ones you like. If there's a particular producer or a particular way they make their wines, or particular grapes within Vino Verde that you are more of a fan of. This is what we got to pay attention to. Before you move on, did you pair the glass with the wine? Oh, with this? So this glass is a universal glass. You can use this for sparkling wines, red wines, white wines. However, if you have this with a sparkling wine, it's not going to preserve your bubble. So it's something to be mindful of. But this particular wine glass is a universal glass, which I recommend you guys getting if you're just getting into wine and you're not sure if you want to invest in a whole bunch of glasses like me. I have so many universal glasses, and then I have my white wine glasses, my Bordeaux glasses, my Burgundy glasses, my, oaky Chardonnay glasses. Like, I get busy with my glasses, but this is a universal glass. Okay. Top fave sparkling wine. That's difficult. I don't even know what to say. I don't know. I guess this one is my vibe. So I'll say this is actually empty, you guys. I drank this. I just like the little container. So I would say this one's pretty awesome. I try to, any bottle of any wine that I love, I keep the wine bottle with me. So I'm going to say, because I love this so much that I kept it and I like the little thing. So I'm going to say that for sparkling wine. But there are some cheaper wines like a Freixenet Cava that's just, just a solid. You guys, we've tasted that so many times. You guys know how much I love it. I do like GH Mum sometimes as a easy go-to. Top Extra Brut. Yeah, I don't know if I'm crazy about the Extra Bruts. I don't think that's my vibe when it comes to my sparkling wines. Any advice for a baby wine drinker on a budget? Portuguese wines. So if you want to do sparkling wine, drink a cava. Okay, cava is made this exact same way as, well, not exact, very similar way to champagne. So if you're trying to ball on a budget, cava, C-A-V-A. That is what you want to do. Now, for the people in the comments, where is cava made? Let me know in the comments below where cava is made. Where is cava made? Where? And if you're feeling really jiggy with it, what winemaking process does cava undergo that is the exact same as champagne? What method do they do to make cava? So yeah, if you want to ball on a budget, traditional method, which means they undergo 2 fermentation processes, the second one being in the bottle, okay? Cava is a bang for your buck. Great quality for a beautiful price. Like for quality-wise, you can spend upwards of $100 to something for a great bottle of champagne and spend $20 for a similar quality with Cava. And I'm not even trying to like mess with you. Cremant also is a great option as well. Absolutely. Which is made in France on the outer skirts of Champagne. Made again the same way, and most time made with the same varietals, with Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. So that is another example that you can do as well. But if you're looking for, you know, great wines at a great price, I would really recommend taking a look at Portuguese wines, Italian wines, kind of like go outside the country. Now, even if you want to deal with the States, look at wines from Oregon. Napa can be pricey, but there's still other, go to Sonoma, go to Paso Robles. There are Suisun Valley. There are different regions even within the States that aren't going to have the same price point as Napa. So I can go all day. I should probably write that down, what your question is, and just make a whole series on what your question was, because that was a good question. So hold on, let me find your question so I can screenshot it. Where is it? Sauvignon Blancs. Oh, I think I've gone too far. Yeah, Sauvignon Blancs. I'm not crazy about New Zealand Sauvignon Blancs. Before you move on, where is the question? Oh, there it is. I was like, hello? Okay. Screenshot. We're good. All right. And I do have a new video that just came out, a Suzanne video. Y'all have been like, where is Suzanne? Y'all, I was so busy last month and I couldn't do it. But I did put out a Suzanne video today. It was a little racy, you guys. Have y'all ever heard of Brix? B-R-I-X. Brix. If you heard of Brix, put a 1 in the chat. If you haven't heard of Brix, put a 2 in the chat. Yes, you guys. Come on, let's get to 10,000 likes. The drier for me, the better. So much nicer on my tummy, really. Yeah, so some people have heard of Brix, some other people haven't. I'm gonna tell y'all the backstory because the video is out there, and you guys know how TikTok hasn't really been showing my video. So when you have a moment, please comment, share, and like my video so that more people can hear about it, learn about the video, and also laugh. But the funny thing about this video, about the video, is when I went to California to Paso Robles, right? I was hanging out with my Paso Robles parents. These are like my favorite couple, Bob and Chris, who took me under their wing when I was in Paso Robles this summer. And when I was with Bob, he was, walking me around Dow Winery, and he kept saying Brix. Now, if you black, you know what you like. Every time he said Brix, I kept thinking about cocaine. And I was like, I know he's not talking about cocaine, but I don't know what he's talking about. Like, I was so confused, okay? So what ended up happening is I had to ask him, what do you mean by Brix? Because you keep saying this wine has this amount of bricks in it, and I'm just not sure what you're talking about. And he was like, oh yeah, it's about the sugar content in the must. So must being the juice before it actually is fermented and becomes wine, alcohol, right? You have must, which is the juice from the grape. And they assess what the possible alcohol content is going to be based off of the must. And they call that sugar content Brix. And I was like, yo, I don't know if he's talking about cocaine or wine. Like, I'm just not sure what we talk about. Like, so you guys definitely check out my new Miss Suzanne video on my page. Like, share, comment, all of it. I need you guys to do all of it so that people can see this content and laugh, because Lord have mercy, I was so confused when it happened to me. I was like, what does he mean by Brix? I'm a black little girl. Like, what you talking about? So yeah. Do y'all have any questions for me before we sign off? I thank y'all so much for tuning in every week. I love y'all so much. Why don't use real quantities of sugar? Because you don't, okay. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to go about this question. So you don't always add sugar to wine. Now, there are some wineries that might do that, but most wineries don't. You get the grape and you pick the grape at your desired ripeness. The more ripe the grape is, the higher the sugar content is in the grape. And the higher the sugar content is in the grape, the higher the alcohol. So if you say there are some wines that, like an Asti, right? When we drink our Moscatos and we have it from the Asti, what they actually do is they pick their grapes, they make their wine, but they actually, once the wine reaches 7% alcohol, they stop the fermentation process to preserve the high level of sugar so you don't have to add it. Now, there are some wines where they will add a sugar and water content to the wine to make it a higher level of sugar. There are different ways that you can manipulate it, but most winemakers want to be organic with their wines, and they don't like to add sugar that doesn't already exist within the grape itself, which is why we use bricks. We assess the sugar level within the grape to tell us what the alcohol level might be at the end of this winemaking process. Did I make it make sense, or did I confuse you? Because I feel like I said a lot of information, but I think I made sense because it made sense when I said it to me. Did that make sense? So there's a whole lot of ways you can manipulate and add sugar and all that stuff, but we try our best to be honest and respect the grape to be what it is. And there are ways to work around allowing the wine to have higher sugar content whenever you're making the wine, so that you don't have to add sugar as well. Okay. What other questions y'all have? I think I should add that question too, because that was good. I like when y'all ask questions. Y'all so good with the questions. No, you just ruined my evening. Gucci Man is running right now. So, Brix is the measurement of fructose rather than, I'm going to just rock with a yes for that. I don't know how to answer that. I think glucose is the right answer rather than fructose. I think glucose is the right answer. About adding sugar, most wines don't add sugar. Now there are like dosage, right? When we're making champagne, sparkling wine, they will, after the second fermentation process, add sugar to it. But it's to help, with the bubbles and to give it something to give the yeast something to eat, right? When we're making alcohol, how do we make alcohol? You need yeast and sugar. Sugar from the fruit, right? Fruit. Okay, thank you. Then it's fructose. Thank you. Teamwork makes the dream work. Yeah. Yes, we made it 10K. Woo! Thank you, end of an era, because I was like not sure. I wasn't sure. But cool. Anyone else have any other questions? Before I skedaddle, because I got a meeting that I gotta have. Y'all, when I'm working from this side of the world and having business all in California is so crazy. Wine club. Yes. So my wine club, we did decide that we are not going to do February because they were able to get the wines that I want. And they were talking about a whole bunch of South African wines. And I said, it is Black History Month, which means we're talking about people within the United States. Okay, so because we can't get the wines that we want, we're going to have the sign up be in a couple weeks, but you're going to sign up so that you get the wines for March. So that's what we're rocking with. Stay tuned. If you haven't signed up to my mailing list, go sign up to my mailing list. Click the link in my bio or visit my website. You want to sign up because once we announce it, it's gone, okay? And you don't want to wait too late because there is a deadline to be able to participate in every month. I believe I think we said that we're going to start shipping the wines the second to last Monday of every month. We ship the wines. So you have to sign up before that cutoff date or else you won't be able to participate in that month. So please sign up so that you do not miss. When is Som TV going to give me a deal? I don't know, honey. We will see, baby. We will see. Would y'all watch Som TV with me? Oh, you want me to tell you the themes of the month? I got you. Oh, Because, you know, this is my workspace. So I have like books and stuff everywhere. So the themes. So starting in March, we're doing Spring Wine Month. And that we're going to have a lot of like women-owned brands because March is Women's Month and all that jazz. So we will have that. Spring Wine Month is in March. April is going to be Vegan Wine Month. So I know there's some people in the chat that kept asking, is this a vegan wine? Is this a vegan wine? We will have a focus on vegan wines for you guys. I'm sorry, my thing about to fall. Okay. All right, so as of right now, shipping included with you. Okay, so in my wine club, shipping is included. You get a private members only tasting. You have the wines for every Wednesday that we have on this live. You are able to come on. Eventually, our Wednesday tastings on here are going to be, we're going to be charging. Mondays will be free. Wednesdays eventually will not be free. Wine club members will be able to access this tasting for free every month. And then there are a couple other perks that that are secrets. You will find out once you actually sign up and everything is up. You will be able to see what's going on, but we're still working on some things. But the total, you get 6 wines, free shipping, all that jazz for $175. Okay. So that's what we're rocking with. We also have my wine, tasting journal that's going to be coming out soon. Wine glasses are coming out soon. A whole lot of stuff, you guys. It's $175. Okay, because we're dealing with wine and we have to ship it to your door. But then we also will have another point where you're able to buy all the wines a la carte and ship to your door as well. So just let me know. So yeah, the sign up for my mailing list is in my bio. But if you are on my mailing list, you will be the first to know when the sign up will be. So you want to sign up to my mailing list so that you don't miss out and you be the first one. You don't want to be, lacking behind. But if you want to be the first on all things millennial, to know everything we're going on, you want to sign up to that mailing list. When we start getting everything going, I'll send the initial email. We haven't sent out the initial email yet. It is a month to month. You can pause whenever you want. So say there's a wine month that you're not so sure that you want to participate in. There is a way to pause, freeze your account, and then start the next month. Everything about our wine club is very convenient. This is about making sure that you guys are able to taste along with us and have a good time and enjoy. Okay. So that's what the vibe is for this wine club, but it is month to month. And every month we will have new wines with different themes. The first themes, we have Spring Wine Month, Vegan Wine Month, and then in May, Lesser Known Varietals Month. So those are the first 3 months that we're going to be focusing on. But I got all of the months right here. Okay. Anything else? Any other questions, you guys? Make sure you guys like and watch my video. Is the link to sign up for your newsletter the subscribe button? Yes. Yes, that's where you sign up. That's where you sign up. I love y'all so much. Do y'all have, again, before I go, any last questions? Any last questions? All right, I think that's how we're gonna wrap it. I love you guys so much. Go out and watch my Suzanne video. Like, comment, and share so that we can have more people seeing this content. I'm trying to tell you, you're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh. So go watch the video. Oh yeah, you guys can get my t-shirt too. Go to my website or my Etsy store for a Wine Abuse shirt. We also have my Tasting Thursday. I'm interviewing a guest tomorrow on Instagram live at 7 or 7:30-ish, depending on. So take a look tomorrow. I'll announce what time officially because she's on the West Coast and she has a little bit of issues when it comes to meeting up at 7. So tune in tomorrow. I love you guys. I will see you. Watch the Suzanne video. Don't forget. I love you. All right, can't get out.